Well, welcome everybody to the Forum Thread podcast. I'm your host Tgjan Lee, and with me tonight is Tgjan Lee. Hello, Tgjan Lee. Hi. Tgjan Lee. Rhubarb the dog, and Ginger Hazel.
Hi.
Yeah. So, we have like a little schedule, and as a joke, 4 months in advance, I picked a day. Where I just put my name. I took all 6 slots as a joke. And now they're making me do a fucking podcast by myself. So, I've prepared some material. So, yeah, wish me luck, and it's going to be a train wreck. Knock, knock, Holly.
Who's there?
Ach.
Achoo.
Gesundheit. Wait, I have sound effects.
Sound effects.
Sound effects. Hey!
Hey, Tom, knock knock.
Who's there?
Amos.
Amos who?
A mosquito bit me.
Oh dear.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Andy.
Andy who?
And he bit me again.
Oh darn. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Theodore.
Theodore who?
The Theodore wasn't open, so I knocked. Hey. Why are there millions of sperms and only one egg?
Because men never ask for directions.
Hey-o!
If a husband says something in the forest and his wife isn't there to hear it, is he still wrong?
Hey-o!
Hey!
What is the difference between in-laws and outlaws? The outlaws are wanted.
Hey, Tom, did you hear about the paranoid with low self-esteem?
I have not.
He was convinced that nobody important was following him.
Oh, okay. Did you know that my uncle knew the exact time and date that you would die?
How did he know that?
George told him.
So, Tom, why do so many mushrooms appear after it rains?
When it rains, it spores.
Alright, let's see. So, a 104-year-old woman was being interviewed, right? So the reporter asked, "What's one good thing about being 104? The woman thought for a moment, then replied, "No peer pressure."
So, before we start the actual show, we have a sponsor that we'd like you to know. So we want to let you know that the Forum Thread podcast is brought to you by Fritz Electronics. When you go in to buy a cell phone or a notepad or a PC, you know you're going to confront a teenage sales clerk who will ask questions in a foreign language. You want to click through GTO with the Winnie upgrade and the 533 SOP, the GeoPixel redirect widget?
Oh my, well, let me see.
And to avoid humiliation, you're going to buy something that costs too much that you'll never figure out. It's different when you walk into Fritz Electronics. You talk to someone your old age. Oh, hello there.
I want to buy a computer.
Good, buy this one.
Yeah, well, this works okay.
It works darn good. Does email and everything.
Oh, well, how does it work?
It's a touchscreen, you press picture that you want, email, you surf the interwebs, you write stuff, save stuff, and pictures.
Oh, well, does it come with other features?
You don't need any features.
Are you sure?
Yeah, if you want light blue or beige.
I'll take the light blue.
Okay, we'll get that right out to you, okay? Fritz Electronics, kids under 21 only if accompanied by parents, and don't bother looking for a website because we don't have one.
Hey!
And that's it. That's all I got for the podcast.
Sponsored by Fritz Electronics.
Fritz Electronics. Well, thank you everybody who watched the Forum Thread podcast. You were awesome. Join us next week, and I promise that there will be other people somewhere. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's over.
Subscribe to us on Twitter at the Forum Thread. Facebook, you know the shit.
Let's do the time war.
Somebody else is here.
Tgjan, we've come from next week.
Oh my God!
We're here to repair
You're
the
saving
mistake
me.
of the past.
We have to go back to the future.
I had
Except
no
for
more
going back to
commercials
the past.
planned.
It doesn't work.
Well,
Yeah.
who are these fluffy people? I think we have Chaos Mana.
It's...
I think we have Webwave.
Hello.
And I think we have Mr. Wolf.
Hello. Would have been even better if you'd been like, and that's the last podcast we're ever going to do. See ya.
That probably was.
Cancel.
If I was forced to do that, I would. There some way I would make this all end.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Holly, for helping me with my skit. Rhubarb,
You're
the
welcome.
dog, everyone.
Applause.
That probably sounds
my
terrible
freaking-
over Skype.
My soundbite kept not working. My drum roll.
I know.
Yeah.
Kept losing it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So.
Ruined it.
Well, that was fun. I'm available for knock knock jokes at any time.
Oh, thank you, Ollie.
Have fun.
While you were doing that, I was looking up old 1900s jokes to see if they
Uh-huh.
were equally as bad. Some of them.
Wave just let us know that our jokes were really bad.
Awesome.
So what's up? It's a podcast.
It is a podcast.
I
you guys
just saw the new movie finally, so that makes
The
Webwave,
movie?
the new Star Wars movie.
Means
Makes
that
Webwave
means
the last
Webwave is the
person to,
reason we
not
can't
see
talk
it.
about the fun stuff.
I mean, I can leave if you want.
No. It's still one more week before we could talk about it freely.
Does Spock
Not
die in
nerd
this
about
one
it,
too?
but talk about it.
Does Spock die in this one too?
Yes.
Yep. There's a really touching tribute at the end, set to a Wiz Khalifa song. Yeah.
Something interesting that I didn't notice until I was looking it up at the end of the movie, though. End of the credit scenes, that one doesn't have one, and apparently that was just something that was started by Marvel and
not just
Disney.
Marvel, but they
Well,
obviously
most
Marvel
common
in
in
the
those
cultural
movies,
lexicon.
but-
More people watched them.
It just seems like more. I thought that was more a widely accepted thing now, and I realized that most of the movies that I've seen him in have been either Marvel or Disney
That are
for
Fast and the Furious.
end credit scenes.
A lot of serialized
kept-
stuff where they know they're making a sequel or a tie-in movie, that kind of stuff. You might see it, but it's I don't know.
I was gonna say, did they have a hint to Rogue One? But doesn't Rogue One supposedly take place before
Oh, yeah.
A New Hope?
Yep. I don't know. Is it before New Hope or after Return of the Jedi?
I thought it was supposed to be about getting the plans of the Death
Because
Star,
they're already
but that
filming
might
it.
be completely
So,
wrong.
Timeline. I'm gonna Google this.
Is that why you asked where Tunisia is, Tjin?
No, I was actually for a different reason.
Oh, because
It's
that's
between.
where
Yeah,
they
it is. It
filmed
is
A New
between.
Hope.
It is going to be a bridge between the prequels and the original trilogy.
I thought it was going to be before Phantom Menace.
Rogue One.
It's
Yeah.
apparently going to be a story of. Oh, written by Gary Whitta. Okay, I'm on board.
The
I
idea
love
should
Gary
be
Whitta.
Rogue.
That
They
dude's
call
the-
it
that
Rogue
dude's the
One
man.
because it replaces.
The first
Episode
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes over Phantom Menace. It
Rogue
just
One.
pulls a rogue move and just takes over. for
Granted,
it.
I wish
The
they were just
correction.
canonizing Force Unleashed, the first game, because that was awesome.
I
Now,
wish
is that
they were.
are those canon overall?
No, but Starkiller's awesome,
that-
and I wish he was.
What's canon now?
Movies
Are there any
and the
books?
2 cartoons, and their new books, basically anything Marvel produced.
Wait, 2 cartoons, as in just those 3D animated ones?
Yeah, which were
Yeah,
actually really good shows.
Rebels and the
Clone
Clone
Wars.
Wars, right? Yeah.
So Shadows of the Empire is not in
Nope.
it.
What about that animated, very mini episode series
Nope.
that they did?
It's just the movies and the 2 cartoons and the newer expanded universe stuff. Basically, since Marvel started doing it with the whole Disney production line. I think there are 3 novels and quite
I
a few
believe-
comic books.
The Old Republic stuff is also not canon, but it's so far in the future, in the past, who the fuck cares? You know? It's
Yeah, they've not done anything in that part, I think, because they're going to go there in spin-offs and stuff. So
that would be great. I would love an Old Republic movie of something.
yeah, because
something
if
official.
one
that'd be
company
great.
has the money to make a legit, I just want to see more video games in this universe because we still haven't had a seminal Star Wars work.
Well, there's plenty of time. I mean,
Yeah.
Disney owns them. They're going to be making a million fucking.
Yes,
things
they are,
moving
and I hopefully
forward.
we'll finally get something that is good and lasts a long time.
We're going to get a bunch of things that we hate too.
Oh
You
yeah,
realize this.
I mean that's a given. It is a kids' property, so there's stuff that's
I mean,
not
they
made for us.
haven't screwed up Marvel movies yet. I haven't despised any of them yet.
No, well, it's
Iron Man
very
3 was kinda
very
eh.
formulaic.
Yeah, Ant-Man was meh, but it wasn't awful.
Oh yeah, it was basically
really liked
Iron
Ant-Man.
Man
I
with a
just saw
better,
it.
with a more likable lead.
Yeah, but that's kind of
Did
why I liked Iron Man. is
Robert
because
Downey
he's a piece
Jr.?
of shit.
I'm not saying there's a
You would
difference
consider
between
him not likable?
family likable and Robert Downey Jr. likable. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
I guess.
no, just
he has a kid and all that kind of stuff. Much more of a family-oriented version of Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know Jon Favreau, when he was making it, was not a fan of the PG-13 rating. He did not want to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How it was
He wanted
conceived
to
was a
direct the
little
third one.
darker. Because like the whole Afghan
why didn't he
scene
direct
and the
the third
torture
one?
and all that kind of stuff. That was the guy that did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Shane something. Fusion's
that
watching.
movie.
He'll know. But yeah, Doctor Strange. He just is in the chat. That looks fucking boss. Did you guys see those photos?
What are his powers? What does he do?
It's going to be interesting in the movie because they've basically just said that his stone that like gives him his abilities is basically the Time Stone,
Okay.
which is going to be
So it's another one of
interesting.
the major stones.
yeah, the one of the few
Whatever,
we have
Infinity
seen.
stones.
These are the photos, and this is the EW article. Just put it in the Skype chat.
Right. Okay. All right. Because I've seen the picture of him.
Yeah,
So,
it looks
I mean,
awesome.
he looks-
it
he
just
looks
looks
like
like
him. He looks
right
cool.
out of the comic book.
I think he should. I think they should probably ditch the cape. I don't want to see.
But that's like that's like his look, man. That is his look.
I know he has like the big like neck thingy too.
Yeah,
and
he's just like
the gold chain
yeah.
thing. But
Yeah.
it'd be cool if he like wore the cape for like 3 seconds. Then I don't want to wear this.
Yeah, but man, capes are cool. Like in those the girl that was live tweeting the Star Wars. Watch
No
thing.
capes.
There's so many fabulous capes. Team Empire.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, now that I think about it, I didn't actually have a thought. My mouth was just moving without direction. So please go ahead.
So in Fallout 4, the dog can't die, right? Like, it can't die.
I haven't seen it happen because I've so far in the little time I played, I've only died at the same time as the dog would have died if he can.
'Cause it should be impossible for the dog to die. The dog should be immortal. The dog
Well,
should
I mean,
always be
usually
immortal
in
video games.
Skyrim and like Fallout type games, the important people are always like locked in place so that they'll just be like, and fall to the ground for a good like minute or so. And then
Like,
they'll
they
get
shouldn't
back
be
up.
able to shoot the dog. The dog should just be like a destroyer.
I can tell you one thing: the dog is certainly not immortal in Fallout 3.
No.
I've told the story before where it's like I get dog meat. I'm like, holy shit, it's dog meat. It's like the character on the box. And then I walk like 20 feet and he steps on a landmine and gets blown up. I'm like, cool.
And if you didn't have the perk
Best
where you had
companion in the
puppies,
game.
you're fucked.
Yeah. I'm like,
Fusion says you have to stim them to get
Well,
them back on their
yeah.
feet.
If you want them in the fight, which generally you don't, because they suck.
The doggy? No.
Well, yeah, he's the only good one because he
can.
can actually like stop people and grab them by their arm, and then, bam, you got an instant target. Whereas like Piper
I've-
just like
I've-
hides behind shit and shoots with a pistol. Bitch, I gave you a missile launcher. Frustrating.
One of
gonna be a
those
lot.
thing that mods can help.
yeah, I
change
remember
around.
in New Vegas there was companion mods where it's like you can.
But the
fine
companions in
tune
the
how they
base game were
behave.
still awesome. Like Boone was a fucking boss.
Oh yeah,
like,
Boone was great.
His weapon, the 308 rifle with the scope, dude was awesome. And you got
Fox
experience
in
for his
Fallout
kills. In this game, you don't. You don't get experience for your companions' kills.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah. I think you do if you get all 3 perks into the companion skill tree, I think. That or they can carry more. But you don't get experience for them killing stuff.
How does the experience system actually work? Like, are you getting experience just by shooting and damaging someone?
I think it's based on kills, right?
Yeah, I think it's the kills. I mean, it's partially like if you put in a bunch of damage and your companion also gets the kill, then you get the experience. But if like they get the
Also,
kill,
I heard of the this is just because I'm playing this right now. I heard of the oh gosh, the how deadly the death claws were, but I didn't know that they seem to be. This one seems to be a legendary beast. That my bullets are like doing nothing. It's
Yep,
tickling
Death Claws.
him. And I'm dead.
And there's
Holy-
invisible ones in
Well,
this game
don't
too.
tell us that because I'm watching the stream and now I don't know you die in 30 seconds.
I mean, if you see him with a Death Claw, it's like you gotta expect that. He's like, oh, this guy's
I knew there was deadly. I thought they were more just annoying, like creatures, sometimes bad in packs. I didn't know that this is like the boss of the game already.
That was always a really fun moment in Fallout games when you're walking along and you see something off in the distance. You're like, "What's that?" And you're like,
Oh shit.
scoping in on a rifle. And you're like, "Is that a Death
I
Claw?"
shouldn't have shot
He doesn't see me. He doesn't see me, right? And then he's like moving towards you. He's like, "I don't think he sees me."
Can,
Okay, he
can
sees
you run
me.
away from it? Can you
Um,
get out? Or
No,
are you dead?
I think it'll chase you down. It's pretty quick.
Okay.
Can they climb?
I don't think so, but you know
Because
how
there's a gun turret from on the second story of that roof.
that would work probably. Maybe. I'm sure it'll fine. It'll be fine. Try it.
Wait, did you not get the power armor?
I've just gotten to the second area, and this is coming from a perspective of only being used to Skyrim. So I'm
go in there and go
kind
up
of
top.
lost in this world.
You want to go up top?
We should probably quit talking about what's on his screen.
Well, no, it's not
should be
talking
watching
about what's
live
on the
podcast.
screen
Come on, people.
necessarily. It's just talking about Fallout in general. It's like very. This game so far has had one of my favorite instances of character creation ever, because of how
the Death Star?
Like granted, there's not a whole lot of like choices when it comes to how different you can make your characters.
Nice,
It's like just
nice
a
name,
single,
by the way, Crystal.
It's just a single sliding bar for the like the body, and then the face is like the only thing you can actually mold. But that aside, the actual process of doing it, how the significant other will always comment like, "Oh, you changed your hair. Does my nose look right?" Like that subtle commentary as you're just doing all of these things, and like even when you're changing your hair color, they'll comment on that too. It was just so charming. I loved it.
Now, I haven't played Fallout 4, but I have heard that you can't talk down the final boss. Is that
Well, apparently you can play through the whole game without killing anyone.
true? Is that true?
Allegedly.
Someone who's played it?
I would imagine you
I
can,
don't
because there's
know.
other ways to level up than just killing. And if you level up and
it would
like
kind of
got
depend
armor,
on the actual ending you're going for, because in a couple of them, no, you can't do that without killing. Like the Minuteman
sure.
one, you can't unless you have like the luckiest draw on getting the people on your side and like getting the non-killing quests. Because there are a few, but it's like that would be exceptionally lucky to be able to have that happen.
sure, but is still a thing that can happen.
Did you just rob that naked chick?
What?
You're a monster.
All
And
right.
he went in for the feel. I mean,
So, why'd you... Is this Ray? Are you playing as Ray right now?
No, I was just I'm gonna redo it with a couple more like fix mods. One mod I chose was it put over the dog food with it made it look like a real life can of pedigree dog food. And one that made the bullets boxes stand out, look like actual bullet boxes. Like all like mods that don't actually affect my gameplay, but that help enhance how it should be.
So here's a question for you, Chaos. Is dog meat in this game better than D-Dog in Metal Gear Solid 5?
Not yet.
Alright.
Not yet. He hasn't been able to do as epic things, and he's like not in combat. He just goes
there'll
up
be a mod
in
where he's
front.
gonna fart mini nukes.
I mean, I want there be a mod to make him D-Dog. Like,
I still just want a
like-
mod where your power armor is John Cena. Like you step into John Cena. Like, they did some good ones with like the Fat Man where it'll play a song when it hits, but I want like power armor John Cena.
See, to
I
have John
guarantee
Cena,
somebody can make that.
to have John Cena armor though, it has to have a Stealth Boy effect where you can't see it.
So,
so
how was
far,
everybody's Christmas?
It was uneventful. I was working.
Nice.
Got a new job, which is great, but having a new job is like, cool, I'm still broke until payday, and I'm tired.
Where are you working? now?
I work over at a gift shop at a hotel.
Cool.
It's weird. Has like I work there by myself, and I just replaced the person before me for shifts. So I almost never talk to my manager, and I'm always just sitting there being like, I hope I'm doing a good job. I don't know.
Are you selling things?
Yeah, I'm selling things, but it's like, am I good? Is this working? Hello, anyone?
Do you have to wear a fancy suit?
I do have to wear a fancy suit. I have to wear a button-up shirt and a blazer.
Ooh.
I basically
bow tie.
look like I don't need a tie. No.
If I send you a bow tie, will you wear it?
Sure, man.
Okay.
It's got to be like
Look for it.
bright red though.
Bright red?
Yeah.
I
It's
can
got to
work on
make people's eyes bleed.
that. Okay. Chaos, how was your Christmas?
Really nice. One of the best things that Ray was doing for the entire Christmas, up until Christmas for 2 months. I should start with I'm a fan of dogs, and while the cats are, especially Ray's cats, are really awesome. I've still been wanting a dog and was planning to get a dog once we moved to our new house, which wasn't going to be for years. And especially recently, I had been talking about it, and she had been purposely shooting down the idea of ever getting one anywhere close to this time.
Mm-hmm.
While behind my back, essentially talking to the parents and helping, basically fighting for me being able to do it. So when I got to downstairs to open this big box, it was inside was a dog bed, 2 dog food bowls, and a little ticket that said I was allowed to adopt the dog of my choosing, because obviously they didn't know that one. And I was so shocked and so not expecting it. That gift was probably one of the best Christmas presents I've been able to have.
That's very sweet. Thanks, Ray.
I am very happy and excited. Now I'm wait, I'm totally unprepared. Dog, what dog, how?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm searching around. I don't even know where to start to try to find a place to adopt. So I'm looking at everything like that.
Get a fox.
I mean, maybe.
It's technically a dog, I believe.
Fox.
Technically.
And they're adorable.
You can train them to be dog-like.
The problem, another problem with me though, is when it comes to naming things, I'm Asgore bad, so I don't know what I'd call him.
Will allow us to do that.
Yeah, we'll have a poll. Name Chaos's dog.
I say we take a week, we come up with some names, and we come back at the next podcast, and everybody kind of...
Well, we don't even know if
names.
it's going to be he or she yet.
It doesn't matter.
It's
a dog. It doesn't matter if it doesn't need a gender-specific name.
Yeah,
you could name
Rhubarb could be a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, Rue.
Can you just name it Steve? Steve the dog.
No, I'll name it Temmy.
Name it Jake.
Timmy?
Jake the dog.
Jake the dog. I mean, I like Tgjan.
I'll call it Wubwave.
Just name it after a bunch
is a good dog name.
Name it after anime characters.
Mm-hmm.
Vegeta.
He's gonna hate you at first, but then he's gonna love you in the end.
He's gonna have this very specific grudge and want a rematch against one of the cats over and over.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna hate Bear.
See, if it was a golden retriever, that'd be great because he would be a super dog.
So you said you have to get a smaller dog?
Well, I want a smaller dog to be the lap dog that the Chihuahua used to I grew up with. It was just a Chihuahua, and so not only am I used to small dogs like that, it's also the type of dog I like to raise. Big dogs are also harder to control when it comes to just raising them in general. So I'm trying to find which would be the best breed to kind of work with the household, and also one that I'd really like.
As you faintly hear a cat meow in the background.
She knows what we're talking about.
And it also has to be good with cats. With smaller dogs.
I mean, you get the smaller dogs, and I mean, you can even if you go to the adoption agency, you can. If you get older dogs or something like that, an older Chihuahua, or older Dachshund or something like that, or a Chiweenie, and if they used to live with cats or something like that really helped with Rhubarb when we got him. He had already lived with a cat, so that was the biggest reason that one of the biggest reasons that we chose him. He was very good tempered. He was already trained, so he was 3 years old too. So he knew stuff. He still doesn't listen to sit most of the time. He does. When we tell him to sit, he likes to dance instead. So
close.
Close, yeah, opposite. But a small poodle, like Fusion says. Especially if anybody's hyperallergenic or something like that, it's a good kind of safe option.
Why are poodles hypoallergenic?
Because they have hair instead of fur, so they don't have the dog dander.
They're like fuzzy instead of like long hair that falls out.
It's just a different kind of like hair. Yeah.
Weird.
Mm-hmm. No, poodles are good. They're really easy to train too. You don't have to get like one of those big poodles or anything like that. But very good dogs. I recommend a Chiweenie, but that's just me.
My first and only dog that I had, I mostly grew up with cats, and we had one dog, and it was not good with cats. Not that it was aggressive to cats, but that it was a major bitch and got beaten up by the cats.
Hi, Jaron. Bye, Jaron.
It was like 5 times their size, and then I like come around the corner and on the stairs, would be sitting in the middle of the stairs looking sad, while one cat was at the top and one was at the bottom, just cornering it.
Okay.
I'm like, guys, just let the dog through. And he's like, help.
Like, was he a big dog?
He was big. He was like, he was a
big dog. Big
Australian Shepherd, so he's like pretty decently sized.
Yeah, like Rhubarb. He just lets the cat steal his food. Like the cat will just go up and just go, "This is my food now," and he'll just like sit there like.
See, mine would rip their heads off. Because we haven't had cats since I was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because my sister killed them all, as a callback to last week's podcast. But
oh God.
But yeah, like my
shut
dogs,
the door in their heads.
Yeah, they kill everything. They've killed a deer. So.
Your dogs.
Yeah, I found a deer carcass on our yard, and it was just picked clean. I'm like, all right. Did you guys eat? Yeah, that was when we had 3.
Deer.
We had 3 like full-grown lab-sized dogs.
Jesus.
Are they wolves?
Yeah, you wait, raising dire wolves? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's just 3 dogs who know how to kill shit. Like, we didn't even have to train the young one. He just trees stuff. Like, I come home to my parents, and it's like, oh, my dog's just been sitting in front of this tree for like a day, apparently. Then there's a raccoon up there. All right, I'll go grab the gun. You didn't have to train him. He just does it. It's like, cool.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you live on a farm.
Plus, like, they're farm dogs, so, like, they bark at all the cars. They don't like people when they're, except for us. They won't bite anybody ever, but, like, they let us know something is wrong. Because our yard's huge, so if we're on the yard, and they can tell us to come and check stuff out.
That makes sense.
So do you guys have, like, a traditional farm, or just a lot of land and a barn?
Ours isn't where I grew up
stuff?
is not the hub of the farm. That would be my grandma's house. She has the elevator and the bins and all that kind of stuff. Ours is more storage. Like, we'll keep the tractors and everything there. We do farm the area around our house. So even though we don't technically own it, we crop share it. But yeah, it's a farm.
Cool.
So how do you sell produce? That's something I've never thought of. Like,
well, we don't do produce. It's just all grain. You contract it out at certain rates.
How do you sell the grain then?
You take it to you take it to your local elevator when either on contract, so like you have to sell so much a year, or you can do like at will, like, oh, the price is good, so I'm going to sell a ton today, which is high risk, high reward, because if you sell it all, then you have nothing to fall back on if shit goes south, because you have literally no income until the next fall. But on contract, say you get locked in at a bad rate, then you're screwed. So it's, again, much like in anything in life financially, it's good to like have a kind of a diversification of, where your income's coming from. So just kind of a play it by the market, got to stay up on it every day. I would imagine
there's always usually demand for grain.
Not always. It just kind of depends. Like when China wasn't buying anything from America, like during the whole, like when everything went bad with like the meat crisis and everything, like the mad cow shit, and they weren't like importing beef. They also aren't importing grain then, because they're not importing the beef and the actual cattle to go along with it. So like the grain markets take a hit, or when we're embargoing a country, so we can't send anything to them, things take a hit.
I mean, all that mad grain. Yeah. I wouldn't want to eat that.
But it's like, it's just, grain is something that is a byproduct of a lot of economic factors outside of its own market, as well as it is its own market. So it's kind of controlled by a couple different factors other than its own demand. So
now, you mentioned an elevator. What's that?
Basically the big giant stone buildings you have out in the rural areas that, hey, they store a lot of grain. Like, that's literally why they're so tall.
It's like a gigantic silo.
So it's owned by like a third party?
Some of them are local co-ops, so they're like actually locally owned. A lot of them are now just have been bought up by businesses, like local areas, within a couple counties of each other, because you can like contract out for ethanol and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of ethanol plants popping up all over the place in Iowa and Minnesota, where some of the elevators will contract out so much and just go from their elevator right to the actual ethanol plant, so they'll start producing it like that, like the day it gets shipped there. Sometimes it'll just go right to the ethanol plant. So,
Interesting.
So, the other day, because we were all on vacation, I got proper drunk, and I just started like typing a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And I came up with, you remember that joke journal that I made where I came up with like a fake movie
Vaguely.
for the forum thread? Mm-hmm. All right, so I kind of came up with a sort of plot for a movie.
Gosh. No, wait,
So
for that movie? For a movie?
A movie, a
Darn.
forum thread, or like a show or a comic strip or something.
See, we've joked about scripts for like TFT lays, but this is completely different. Hit us with
Now, there's no porn in this. There's
Well, then
there's
it's
no
not a
sex,
movie.
no scandal.
Yep, I am losing my interest already.
Yeah, I'm losing the audience.
you need,
No
you need to get a
romantic interest
lightsaber
at
in there
all.
at some point, man, or I'm fucking gone.
Any
I think
violence
we-
or sex or both. So
No
It'll have
romance,
violence.
drama, and bloodshed?
It will have bloodshed, violence, but we can have some love. I want to keep it PG-13, so no nudity.
You should
no,
call
I want
it
the-
should just be rated TG.
Rated TG, rated transgender.
shouldn't it be like an 80s action movie where there's just sex for no reason? Like Demolition Man,
Okay.
where it's just like tits on the TV, because why not?
Well,
We'll
here's
rate it out
the
anyway.
problem. Here's why I won't. This is why I don't like to use sex, because these are real people. These are characters based off of real people.
Doesn't stop
So I can't
Tumblr.
just say these two characters should have sex.
Doesn't stop Tumblr.
Exactly.
It doesn't stop Tumblr. That's
Then
true.
again, do we want to
I
be
won't
like
post this on
Tumblr?
Tumblr then.
That's a good question.
I mean,
Slippery slope there.
If we want people to make Tumblrs about this. I
Even
don't want. I don't want
slipperier if we include sex.
Yeah, that's true. No, if we don't include sex, they do their own shipping. They imagine it all themselves. They put the stuff on TFT Lates. They upload it themselves.
I see the logic of it now.
Yeah, you guys. So like, we don't initiate. We let the Rule 34 play out on its own.
I'm just watching the stream going, God damn it, Chaos, level up.
All right. So what do I have here? All right, you guys want to hear some of the stuff that I have?
Do it.
All right. So it's like they're like kind of incomplete thoughts, but all right. So the great thread has been stolen. Without the thread, the world will die, or something. Also, someone has been killed.
Which
Open.
someone is dead?
Wobwave has lost his hat, and finally decided that he has to go search for it. When he goes looking for it, now actually the scene is we all live in one apartment building. So this entire thing takes place in one apartment building, at least this first scene.
Gotcha.
All right, so picture that. So you're in your room, you exit, and you encounter a crime scene. Someone's dead. You don't know how you missed this right outside your room, but somebody's dead. Who is dead? Tgjan is dead. People are kind of grieving. They don't really care.
I don't know about that.
All right, Ray is there, and she recently got her own Sherlock scarf. So she decides she's going to investigate the murder. So she puts her scarf on, and then it's up to her to solve the murder.
Chaos is Watson? Is that what we're getting at?
Chaos is actually... The thread has also been stolen. And Chaos was supposed to be the one protecting it. But he wasn't. He actually never signed up to do that. And wants people to stop thinking he needs to do that. Because he's not the good guy hero that everybody thinks he is. So he's really obsessed with that. He's like, I'm not the good guy. So he tries to always do like these menacing things.
He's like the Han Solo,
then-
where he's like...
But then he accidentally good things happen instead. So he just whenever he tries to do bad things, cause menacing things, instead something good happens. So he just never really succeeds at being bad. So that's his kind of character. And then there's Lozelda, of course. She's like the mom of the group. She tries to organize the group together because she's the only one who's got a cool head. So she wants to get everybody. together
Wait,
to
she's
discuss
the only
current
one with the
events.
cool head?
Yeah, right now she's got a cool head, but you know how she blows up. So it's like herding cats. Lucas, of course, over here, he's like, I want to help. He's very eager. I mean, he is the president of TFT, or so he thinks. Low declines and demands he stop calling himself president. Meanwhile, Wobwave still has not found his hat. He's still looking. Ray is interviewing people about the murder. Then we cut to Zach. Zach is in the kitchen, and he's trying to make pies.
Oh gosh.
But he accidentally keeps making cakes instead. So He has tried so many different pie recipes, but every single time he opens the oven, there's a cake there. So no one can really explain this. So this is like Zek's plot. This is his story. Like he has to figure out why the hell he can't make a pie. And then there's where am I now? Again, these are just random thoughts. So you could think that they're in order, but there's no transition between them. So Lozelda's still on the hunt. Like, she's trying to get people to be concerned about the thread missing. Like, this is the big deal. She's the only one who realizes that. Holy shit, if we don't get the thread, the world's gonna blow up. Dr. Wartburg is now with Ray. You're a doctor, by the way.
Okay,
Wartburg.
good to know.
So he looks at Tgjan. He actually cares about Tgjan being dead. He looks at him. He says, "This guy was killed with a pointy object." Ray doesn't really give a shit. She's tired of somebody else trying to solve her mystery, so she's just like, "Fuck you," and she doesn't take your advice. Meanwhile, Terra is in the other room playing with her katana. So like, think of that. She's playing with a pointy object. So she recently won a tournament, wink wink, and she's practicing to win the next one. So she's like, she's very obsessed with katana, and like she's the fighter of the group now. And meanwhile, Dark is outside. Of course, he's not wearing any underwear. He's really drunk, and he says he can't find his dragon. Nobody really knows what that means. That's just Dark being Dark. So now Lo goes to Mr. Fusion's door, trying to get him to help, thinking he'll care, right? You think? But he's actually in the middle of his sports podcast. So he's trying to record that. And she goes in, and she's just like, I'm tired of this. So she says, fuck it. She puts on her drinking tiara, and that's it. Like, she's just like, fuck it. And I mean, the world's gonna blow up. She might as well be drunk, right? And that's all I got. That's where I am.
What about this? The thread.
Add to the story, please.
The god thread was part of my hat. I lent it to you, Tgjan. No one else knew that the thread was in the hat and that it held the hat together. I lent it to you. You have it. You get killed. Hats get stolen. That's why it's missing. That's why you're dead.
Uh-huh.
And no one knows that it's actually missing until stuff starts going wrong. And Lozelda, who is the mystic and warlock of the group, has visions through a crystal ball and is like, whoa, the world's about to end. Right. But the god thread is still here. And then she thinks, what if it's not? Where's the hat?
So the hat is still very
The hat is still very
I was
important.
going to go with the thread is missing and the tapestry's falling apart. But we're in the tapestry. That's our world.
The world is the tapestry.
And only one person knows it's
thread.
falling apart.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we have to...
Is
it's
that
kind of
one word
like
for
Inside
Lozelda?
Out meets the forum thread.
You know what we call the movie?
Mm-hmm.
A patchwork
How
of
the
dreams.
world died.
Because every room is like part of a quilt. You know what I mean? In their giant apartment building. And so you get a view into every part of the quilt and everyone's apartment building.
Is this like an alternate dimension? Is the thread just a different world? And in this giant apartment
Or it's
building
kind of
that
like
never
maybe
ends?
we can see the other threads. Like how in Wreck-It Ralph they can see other games from outside the window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say...
So we're the thread jumpers.
Yeah, I was going to say the apartment building is like non-Euclidean, and it's almost like it's made by M.C. Escher, and that it doesn't quite fit together. Mm-hmm. And each apartment building is their own houses across the world, but they're all in the same building because we're connected as community. But when you look at it in a visual way, it doesn't make any sense because you have like the rooms that are bigger than the entire building and weird stuff like that.
It's like a TARDIS.
Yeah, it's like a non-Euclidean fourth dimension.
Pocket dimensions.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Now, can one truly die in the thread?
That's a good question.
Now, see, is it like the one with Jet Li, where if one dies, the others become stronger?
Maybe it's like...
Until there can only be one.
Maybe instead of Tgjan dying, he goes missing with the hat. And people are like, what happened to
Tgjan is the thread that went missing.
Exactly.
The only clue and way...
We're all
hold on.
This would
be
the
good.
analogy. We're all threads.
This would be a good like plot point during the movie. The only way we have to track Tgjan is Rhubarb. But he keeps constantly getting distracted, going the wrong way.
Going to different rooms where we see people.
He's a terrible hunting dog.
Yeah, but he still has, your location. It's just sometimes he leads us to the completely opposite
What
direction.
about this? We think he's leading us in the wrong direction, but when he walks into, Mr. Fusion's sports den, sports hive, I don't know what those are called.
It's where people get high on sports.
Yeah.
It's a sports.
It's like an opium
I
den, but with
thought it
sports.
was just a man cave type thing.
Sports Nest. He goes in there, and you're like,
The wretched hive
Rhubarb,
of
why'd you bring
scum
us
and
here?
villainy.
Tgjan's obviously not here, but he's in the mind of Mr. Fusion. And so we use the memories of each person to piece together Tgjan's actual location with the hat.
And then we just don't know he's in there watching soccer, because who the fuck watches soccer?
Yeah, right. Well, here's what it all comes down to. Tgjan's dead, and it's totally not important.
No, he's missing, and it's totally important.
It's a MacGuffin.
See, no, Tgjan, you get, like, locked in, like, a closet, and that's where you're missing with the hat.
Okay.
And we don't know that. We just know that you're missing.
Well, what if you just jump to the conclusion that I'm dead?
We jumped, exactly.
He's
Yeah,
dead.
we just
Like,
we
we
just
lost
say
him.
it, but we don't ever actually see the body.
That's whatever.
Nobody confirms.
That's exactly
anything.
what we say whenever someone's not on the podcast. Oh, he's dead. Like, why is Doc not here?
Yeah.
Dead. Corpse.
Dead.
I like this. And then we're at the funeral, and you just kind of walk up and go, "Hey, who died?"
Oh, no, dead
And you go,
yet.
what? And then the movie just rolls credits.
Yep.
It's like, oh, hey, guys. It's like, oh, shit. Well, we did nothing this entire movie.
Yeah, it was 2 hours about nothing.
What about the violence, though? We gotta have the violence to get that nice R
Well,
rating.
I want
yeah,
somebody's
like,
arm to get
there's-
cut off. Like, somebody tries to interrupt Terry when she's working with the katana, and then bam, an arm's just gone.
Well, we need an action scene. So, like, what if, like, while Tgjan...
I mean, that was just the opening
right,
scene.
exactly.
I want the bad guys reveal, like, whoever stole the hat, like, their action scene is the hat is now...
No,
like,
it's the
become-
bad guys are LBF.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
but whoever
Well, that would
is
make
the
you and
well,
Lucas
they can
No,
still they can still label.
It's like Cam and Andy and Kamal.
Oh, yeah, fuck those guys.
But Lucas would
Yeah.
be the
No, one
leader.
of the action scenes is he like throws the hat and everyone has to dodge it in this like really epic way, else they're like sliced by it
like
because
Odd,
he turned it into a weapon.
like Oddjob's hat from James Bond.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucas should be the main villain because, one, he has a British accent.
And he has an actual evil account on the website called Evil Lucas.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's like been like teasing his existence this entire time and no one's known it.
I mean, to think about it, he can play the fool really well. I think he's got something.
See, that's the thing. He plays the fool,
You know?
and he's always
Nope.
there with us when we're,
but the
like,
vodka bottle's
investigating.
really just water.
Exactly.
That's it. Actually, I think we're just discussing the plot of this, but I think that's real. Actually, I think that's kind of what's going on.
That's exactly
I
right.
don't know. I wouldn't. If I wasn't drunk, I wouldn't piss out a window on a video Skype call.
Was that actually on video,
Oh, yeah.
or was that like to the side?
Yep.
Wiener and
No,
all?
you don't see that. You just see him go to the back, and
Oh, no
oh,
stream?
he's just leaning back, and then,
Okay.
you know,
There's his
in the
ass.
stand. Not you don't see the ass. Who here shows their ass when they piss?
No.
That's just weird.
Some people, babies.
Yeah. Are you really calling? Oh, so you're kind of this is a baby now,
he's a drunk baby.
a drunk Welsh baby.
Yeah, and he's the president of the forum thread.
See, that's the thing. He's the president, and so he seems like he would be of high regard. But then he's actually the villain. He's actually like part of the thread Illuminati, and is secretly working his own agenda.
Well, I could play this sort of Ocelot role and be like, Mr. President, and be like, am I on the side? Am I triple crossing them? Who knows?
I just want
You never
the
truly
great
know.
scene when the hat returns to my head and I become a Super Saiyan.
I like it.
Well, to tease the second movie, the end scene can be like epic music as you're slowly donning your hat.
Exactly. It's like my Senkets from Kill la Kill.
And then it like fades to black, and you just hear yourself going Super Saiyan, and then the Super Saiyan moment is what starts the next movie.
So the hat is missing. The hat is very
Right.
important.
Like, you know what?
Now,
The
what
teaser-
about the cakes? What about the pies? Where are those coming
Good
from?
question. Although I do want to.
It's
very
one of those like background plots that you're like, oh yeah, what is this all about? And then like
But it's
that's one of
important.
those things that oh yeah, that's going to end up in the second movie.
See the stinger for
But
the,
you see
Like,
it,
it's coming
you see
back.
it subtly sprinkled throughout the first movie, but it doesn't actually come into play until the second one.
See, here's the stinger for the end of the first movie to tease the sequel. You think Lucas is the big bad guy who runs like the shadow government of TFT. He's trying to steal the hat.
Uh-huh.
At the end, he does take the hat, and he's like crawling on the ground, wounded after you guys beat him up. And then you see my foot go into frame. And I go down and I grab the hat and I pick it up and I go, "Thank you for bringing me my hat." And I put it on and I go, dun 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 dun. Like, what's his name from the Marvel movies? The one with the big chin. What's that guy's name? Thanos.
Okay. So are you Thanos?
Exactly.
in
I'm
this?
basically Thanos.
Has the God Thread
That's
betrayed
exactly
us?
that's the cliffhanger that
He
you
is the mad thread god.
So I turn to you guys. I'm like, are we the bad guys?
Make it a movie.
And then it's yeah. I'll work
And
on
then we
it.
all sit
I'm
down
gonna
to
find-
watch
I-
Spaceballs too. The Search for More Money.
Well, apparently they're making us.
I know, and I'm excited.
I really hope they call it the Search
Oh,
for
that's
More
what he
Money.
said he's trying to call it.
Okay.
I hope he gets Rick Moranis
like it.
back. I need more Dark Helmet in my life.
He's done, isn't he? Done
He
acting.
said he'd come back for the right part and script. So
Okay.
I would hope
This should be it.
Dark Helmet would be that part, written by the Mel Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Like if anything's gonna get,
What's the last Mel Brooks movie that he's done?
I don't know. He's more Broadway stuff
can't-
lately. He's been doing Broadway
I
adaptations.
can't believe he's still alive. I kind of forget he's alive.
I almost bought my dad the Mel Brooks collection on Blu-ray. It was like $30 at one point.
He just did like a show, like an HBO special thing.
Yeah.
So he's still active.
Oh yeah.
obviously.
He's doing a lot of stuff, just not Hollywood related, because spoofs are not in.
They kind of got
Anymore.
run into the ground
Oh.
by the like scary movie.
Not another something movie series.
Yeah.
They screwed it up for everyone.
Yes, they did.
They
They
really
were like,
did.
"Hey, here's this beautiful, awesome thing that Mel Brooks gave us," and then they smashed it, just because they suck.
They settled it in Smash.
Well, that would have mean they came out with something good. I was gonna go with a Tommy Boy quote, and they stroked it and pet it, and then I wreck it.
And nudge it,
Yeah.
and then
Oh my god!
killed it. Killed the sail.
Yep.
And that's when I blow it.
I love that movie.
Wait,
Did
which
you eat a
one?
lot of paint chips as a kid?
We haven't watched a lot of what's the guy's name? That's Tommy Boy, the main guy.
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. Thank you. It's on the tip of my tongue. We haven't watched a lot of Chris Farley movies for our movie nights. Which reminds me,
We should.
Chaos, you thought you could go to Star Wars yesterday and avoid the Star Wars Christmas special. It's rescheduled.
Oh, is that what we
Yep,
chose?
it's rescheduled. You ain't avoiding
Good
that.
God.
Dude, I won't even
No.
watch that. Is that canon?
I hope so.
Absolutely not.
No, that was disowned even by Lucas. Even he
Was he
had
part
some
of it?
taste.
Oh man, was he actually part of it?
Well, I mean, it was his company.
Yeah.
Do you remember that there were like Star Wars cartoons?
Oh,
There
yeah.
were the Ewok Adventures. There was a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, it got crazy. It'll get there again.
I still want to watch that Ewok.
I mean, this
movie.
movie's
I've
got
never-
like what through today, like 1.4 billion something, and still hasn't gone to China.
How much did they sell to? How much did Star Wars sell to, or did it go to Disney? How much did they buy it
$4
for?
billion, and they're literally going to make it back on one movie.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
This movie, I think, by end of January is going to cross 2 billion in its first theatrical run.
That's not counting like the cartoons and merchandise and stuff too.
Exactly. That's not accounting the residuals, which are like super high on Star Wars.
How much did Avatar make?
Like 2.2 on its second theatrical run. It got up to a little over 2 billion. Gone with
Okay,
the Wind
Star
is
Wars
still
is gonna blow that
3.4
out.
billion, adjusted for inflation.
Wait,
yeah.
what? Really?
Yeah, end of the Depression, or middle of the Depression, I guess. Like, movies were huge back then because, like, it was literally the only thing to do because of the economic depression. So, then you take the ticket sales, which were, up until the 80s, it was, like, just total tickets, like the bestseller of all time. And then you add in inflation for the cost, and yeah, it's way above everything else. It's not even close.
Oh wow.
I remember seeing
Let's hope Star Wars.
A
can
while-
get that.
It could. Like, if they give it a second theatrical run, like in the fall, like towards Rogue One kind of coming out again, yeah, I think it could get there.
Do you think Star Wars will stay in the theaters for its first run for a long time?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, people are already seeing it like 3 or 4
I already
times.
have.
I've only seen it
I've
once.
seen it 4 times, actually.
Wow.
I can't wait. There's a lot. I really liked all of the things about it. Of course, we can't go into the specifics, but I'm very glad that it wasn't just an awkward sequel
Yeah.
like a lot of other things have been.
Yep. It was very much Star Wars, in all the good ways.
Does Jar Jar Binks return?
I
Yes.
just said Star Wars in all the good ways.
So yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So he's
all
back.
right. Well, that's your definition of Star Wars. Get the fuck out.
That's the role that
No,
Rick Moranis has been
I mean, they
waiting for.
could have added a scene where he's like, "I'm boom."
Though imagine
Like-
the like I had somebody ask this question today and I realized, wow, that's a good question. Imagine the Gungans without Jar Jar. There's this people,
that
they
be
live
fine?
under an ocean, they farm it, they have this energy that like blasters cannot penetrate, and they just don't give a fuck about other people's problems. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. And then Jar Jar ruins it all.
Now, how would they have met the Gungans though?
I don't know.
Who would have been their liaison?
Could have been a less shitty character.
Yeah, it could have just
They
been a
would have been
regular
killed.
Gungan that was
Somebody
like going
who's
out
like
for a
actually
spy.
part of the ruling caste and like isn't a social outcast because he's a fucking moron.
Have you
Jar Jar Binks saved
have
the
you
day.
heard the theory that Jar Jar Binks is actually one of the greatest Sith Lords in the entire galaxy?
Oh yeah.
I would.
Oh yeah, we've mentioned it a couple
Yeah.
times. Like that's, I like how it's gone to that far.
Oh, it
and
always
they
comes
fleshed
back to it
it
because it's a
out.
good
It's accepted
theory.
as canon.
It is
now.
a good theory, and it makes Jar Jar a much more interesting character.
But it's also kind of like the indoctrination ending theory from Mass Effect 3. It doesn't
Yeah.
fix the problems.
No.
The what?
Oh, the indoctrination
Was
theory
that
from
like the
Mass Effect
extra
3 is it's
ending
literally
shit that they
all
would-
in Shepard's head. Like, the entire thing. And it's all a battle for his
entire
own
thing.
mind.
What, the entire
Which is
game
awesome.
series is in his head?
No, like the ending of
Okay,
3.
I was
Like,
gonna
after
say-
after he comes into contact with the Reaper on... Well, really on... not on Ilos, in the first game. Vermeer? Is that where he talks to
The Reaper,
the Reaper?
Sovereign? I think
For the
so.
first time? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever since like that basically is when he started becoming indoctrinated, but his like through sheer will it didn't like manifest for like 2 games basically because he's like the best of
Is it
humanity.
weird that I didn't like the first
No,
game?
that's
No,
perfectly
the
fine.
the first game is outside of the story, it sucks. The gameplay's
Yeah,
terrible.
the first, the length, it was so much just walking around in circles. Like,
Yep.
it just got
A fucking tank.
annoying after a point for how... To do the completionist style, it just got obnoxious.
There was
Yeah.
a
I
specific...
like that they created a comic strip for you to go through, interactive comics,
Yes.
for you to just get all your decisions out of the way,
Yep.
to have it affect 2 and 3. I love that they decided nobody wants to play 1 anymore.
Plus,
but 2 is
I
awesome.
will have to say,
Well,
like,
they still have a couple subtle decisions, like side characters, things coming back
Conrad Bono.
that aren't like moved through.
yeah.
But most of the major stuff, like there are a couple like some character things. Like it's been a while, but there was a time I looked it up.
Yeah, there's a few.
But yeah, there's things that move through that you can't do without actually playing it.
And granted,
But
the
for
first one
most
was
part,
made-
the actual experience isn't really ruined if you just play the comic.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like-
the first one was made pretty early on in the console's life cycle.
Wasn't
So
it like-
they had
2008.
Yeah, Xbox
Well,
360 came out in like 2006, and in development, they basically, from the launch of the console through development, it was like their first 360 game.
Remember
I
when
think.
Fox News said that Mass Effect is ruining our generation because it has
Yeah,
sex in it?
alien sex. Oh my god,
I like how BioWare...
we're all gonna want to fuck aliens now.
Yeah, I like how that
Earth
game
populations
had...
are gonna plummet.
Well, McLovin does, doesn't he?
Unconfirmed.
Wasn't that
What
something
were
you
you
guys
gonna
talked
say,
about in
Wob?
like 3 podcasts?
I was gonna say, I like
One
how
podcast
in the
ago.
first game, all the women are wearing armor and whatnot. It's like, it's degrading the generation. It's making women into objects. And then, like, in the second game, BioWare's like, let's make a woman who wears tattoos and straps, and that's it. Fuck them.
Yeah,
And that's
it's
her
like
attitude,
showing
too.
All
It's just fuck all of them.
versions. Like you can be the badass person, you can be a completely different person. It doesn't. It's like doesn't even matter. It's just the characters that they
You
create.
can also just play as a woman.
Yeah,
Like,
but people like to judge, so it's always gonna happen.
God, that interview would makes anyone who plays video games so upset, I feel. It's
Like
so-
half their shit I want to say is probably because Fox doesn't own jack shit anymore. Like all their stuff about Star Wars was just all negative. Like, how can people like this? But like, oh, it's because you don't own it, assholes. It's because you keep giving us shitty Fantastic Four movies,
Yeah.
dicks. Granted, they're giving us Deadpool, which looks amazing. Holy shit! Did you guys see that Red Band trailer?
No. I'm trying to... I did this with Star Wars where I'm like, I saw the first trailer, I'm like, cool, it's coming out. I'm not going to see anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
But,
exact
I don't
feeling
know.
with Deadpool. It's like, this is going to come out, I don't want to see anything about it.
The
And
Red
Chaos doesn't
Band
do that
trailer
either. He
was
doesn't like
so
trailers.
good.
I like
Like,
trailers,
well,
No,
like-
I
pity the person who pressures her into
the
early
expectance
prom
of the movie. Like it encapsulates, like even if it's a good trailer that doesn't
I think you're
spoil great
cuckoo pants.
scenes, things like that, it's still like taking away some of the characters and or plots or
You
whatever.
have
that you've
impeccable
seen.
self-control, my friend.
It's not that hard to not see something in the internet.
Yes, it is
No, hold
sometimes.
on. In the internet nowadays, because I can just be like, I'm going to go over to this portion of the internet.
Yeah.
Like I'm still
click over here.
I'm still interacting with everyone. I'm not like closing myself off, but I just don't pay attention to anything Star Wars, and instead I'm playing League of
You just
Legends,
have
or
no
instead I'm
curious
watching another
needs.
bit of videos. Like there's so much content that it's
Will you do
really
the same
easy.
thing for a game? Will you not look at gameplay video before you play the game?
For Undertale, I watched the encapsulation of Undertale because I was very skeptical for. Now that I look back at it, no reason. But then when I watched Donkey's video, I was like, "This is excellent. I'm not going to watch a gameplay like I would normally do. I'm just going to play it myself and then watch gameplays." So I did that. I went through the entire game a couple times, and then I watched through some of the people I like to watch and saw them mess up and do funny things as well.
I'm adopting that philosophy too, even with video games. Like the reason that I did that was Metal Gear Solid 5, where I'm like, holy shit, this trailer looks amazing. And then I played the game and I'm like, that was 60 hours of the trailer.
I would
So-
say it's a little different argument because games are a much more physical investment because you have to spend more money generally than a movie ticket. So it's kind of similar, but not quite.
And gameplay trailers, if it shows multiplayer stuff, it's that's not going to spoil you. It's going to show you how cool it looks.
I'm all actually gonna read coverage and stuff. Whereas on movies, I watch 2 reviews for movies, maybe 1 or 2 before I go see a movie if I'm on the fence. Whereas games,
See,
I'm
I
all
won't
right, I'm
do
gonna read a
that.
couple reviews to see what some different people are saying that I respect in the industry.
I won't watch a review or read a review for a movie just because reviews are always so critical and mean now that I just
That's why I love watching
I don't want
Jeremy
to have
Jahns
anything.
because he's just a movie reviewer and he's like, I'm a critic 4th. I just like going to watch movies. But here's what I think
Enjoy
of them.
the experience. Yeah,
That's why I like watching his movies. Plus, I happen to think much like him on a lot of movies that I've seen.
That's
So-
probably the most important thing. Finding someone that shares similar tastes, and then if they find it good, then you're like, okay, I'll go see it.
exactly
Rather
something
than just
like that. We're
watching the Wall Street or
Yeah.
looking at the Wall Street Journal movie review or something. You're like, I don't know who this
plus
guy
he'll
is.
do spoiler-free reviews, and he has a specific spoiler playlist where here's my spoiler review, and here's my other one, and you can easily tell on his thumbnails because one's blue and one's red.
He doesn't. Another problem was if people put in their thumbnails, it's this thing, spoilers and stuff like that. It's you can clearly see that this character is part of the thumbnail.
Yeah, come on.
And it's unavoidable on the YouTube descriptions on the side.
I saw something like that recently, and I don't remember what it was, but I was like, what the fuck? This is it's the equivalent of Snape kills Dumbledore. Spoiler. What?
it's why even watch the video
Yeah.
at that point? It's meh.
Exactly. It's exactly
I don't understand. There's clickbaity and then there's spoiler ahead of game. A headline that just tells you exactly what happened. Well, usually headlines will lie or make it sound like there's more to a story and then embellish things. I hate headlines.
I'm also a big sucker for live action video game trailers because one, I know it's not going to spoil anything because it's live action and it's just a moment in time, and two, it feels like it increases the immersion of it where you're like, oh yeah, that's what they would look like if they were humans,
Yeah, it's I think they can do it really well. They're not actually showing you any bits from the game, but it's just a little thing of the game universe, not even
It's
from the game.
it's a tie-in kind of thing. It's a mini movie that ties into they did with the Halo stuff. It's has nothing to do with the plot, but it's supposed to get you amped. It's supposed to lead in a little to what you're about to play or something.
Except in
or
Halo
experience.
5 where it has fucking nothing to do with the story.
It has nothing to do with the story.
Assholes.
Well, I
Whereas in Halo 4, they fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Those live action trailers were awesome.
I still have to play Halo
The Mass
5.
Effect
Halo
3,
Reach, same way. They were amazing.
the
Halo
Mass
5,
Effect
no, pfft.
3 trailers.
I liked the...
Yeah, the Mass Effect 3, the one with like the Omni tool like thing that's like floating through the air.
Yeah, they weren't like live action, but they were still like an encapsulated moment of
Like really, really high quality
Yeah.
CG rendering, basically. Yeah.
You
Like
see the
almost
Reapers coming
photorealistic.
to Earth, and like Shepard picks up the toy ship and looks fucking cool. Like, I was like, damn, that looks awesome.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know anything about
And for the
this
most
game.
part, that game was actually good until the end.
Nah, I don't even hate the end that much. It's
It's still fun to play. Like
Wasn't
it just
it
plays
bad?
fun.
Yeah,
Dead
I definitely
Faith
didn't hate the end once I played I got the patched
Yeah,
extended.
and there
ending.
are totally worse endings in video games out there. It's just that Mass Effect 3's hype was so huge that it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, it does seem like how I kind of felt Metal Gear's ending was. It was like so hyped up as a game, and then I was like,
And you realize
it's not
because
the worst ending, but
Well, to be fair, with Metal Gear, that's not the end of the series. That's the middle of the series. It's just the last game.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it is. It's the last game, and while he didn't exactly want to do it in that way, it's the last Hideo game.
oh, did we?
I'm curious to see how they're gonna go about another game, because there was an announcement that Konami is making another Metal Gear game. We're looking for things for another Metal Gear game without him.
They're gonna make a pachinko machine. Fuck. Did we talk about Kojima's new studio on any of the podcasts before that I wasn't here?
Not yet.
So Sony sent in their crack squad of elite soldiers to rescue Kojima from the pachinko mines, and he's now with them, and he's going to be making cool stuff of some sort.
Oh, he's with.
What are the-
that?
what
I
are
thought
the
he was
Kojiko
making his own.
mines?
It's his own studio, but it's partnered with Sony.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, have you seen those images where it's like, you should have a partner that looks at you the way that this guy at Sony looks at Kojima, and it's like just a picture of the guy at Sony being like, Kojima, you look like a god. But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see what they make.
watch the project is Silent Hills.
Yeah, exactly. They work on a game that
The engine's done.
Everything,
Like, it's done.
everything that Silent Hills would have been, except not with the Silent Hills like cover.
Yeah,
It's just Silent Hills without it being in Silent Hill. It's just somewhere else, so they can call it whatever they like. But it's like
It's on Loud
nothing
Hill.
else has changed.
Kojima spooky game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kojima Hills. No, wait.
The Pachinko
or
mines.
Konami. Yeah, Pachinko Mines or Konami Hill or something like working in. It's like not Konami, but it is.
you could just change the name and
Silent
set it to the
Konami.
actual town that that demo was based on.
Isn't the demo based on Silent Hill? Like, there's an actual
No,
town.
no, it's the town is set on. It's the whole thing is set around the town in Philadelphia. Is it in Pennsylvania? That's like it's a coal mine that they lit on fire with trash and it won't stop burning.
I think that's actually Silent Hills, Pennsylvania.
I didn't think that was its name, but
I think Google. Ray would know this.
I saw this in a Tats video once, but I have no idea what the title
Pennsylvania
was.
town on fire. It's Centralia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Centralia, Pennsylvania.
So yeah, they changed
Is
the
that a
name,
real
but like
town?
just call it like something else and just actually set it in the actual physical town of that. Be like, hey, your metaphysical bullshit. Yeah, we just said it in the real world. It's the same thing, different name.
Or like another Zone of the Endos type game. That'd be cool.
That or whatever they do, they have to get Guillermo del Toro to come back to.
He
Have him team
sounded
up.
like really salty. Like, I remember them saying
He
that.
was
Like,
pissed that
he
it
was
wasn't
like,
coming out.
well, he did that and then like moved on to go like make another game, and then like that company folded, and he's just like, I feel like the albatross of video games. Like, I'm just like bad luck.
Granted, he's only ever worked on like 4 or 5 games,
That's true.
so like, a lot of games don't pan out.
He has to be the albatross of a lot more things.
I mean, he's going to be the albatross of Pacific Rim 2. So
But
Which you all assume will be good.
I don't know. It hasn't even it hadn't even started production yet. The script is in, but
So we are at the over the hour mark.
Indeed
So
we are.
should
Are
probably
we
just
counting
end it
the
here.
opening skit?
We are counting the
Okay,
opening skit.
that's in the runtime.
So we're over the hour.
I thought that
limit.
was last week's podcast.
So thank you, everybody. We have one viewer
Yep.
left.
We're also looking for. We're starting a casting call next week, so there will be.
You are?
No, for the movie.
Oh, yes.
Refreshments
So
will be
it's getting
provided,
serious.
but bring
we
your own
just
beer.
basically
I
wrote
want
the
Jason
script. The script's
Statham to
good
play
to go.
me. if at all possible.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have his number?
Actually, you know
His
what?
agent?
Will Smith would be better. Get Will Smith to play me. Have his kid play
Okay,
Chaos or
gotcha.
something.
Then we can say a white person is actually played by a black person this time,
Yeah, exactly.
not the other way around.
Now, who needs to play you?
Me?
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
You think?
Yep.
Okay. Who would play me?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon?
Not Matt Damon.
He can do a pretty solid beard.
No.
Okay, you don't like Matt Damon?
Not Matt
Fine.
Damon.
Who doesn't like Matt Damon? It's Matt Damon.
Bradley
Mark
Cooper?
Ruffalo.
Bradley Cooper, maybe?
Ruffalo.
Have you guys
Ruffalo.
seen that the fan
I want Ruffalo.
attempt to get Mark Ruffalo to be the new Columbo for a Netflix original series?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic. Gary
fan
Whitta
just went up to him and said
kind of
that?
started it when he was on the Kind of Funny Game Over Grady show, and because he wants to write it, it's like been his like pet project that he like him and Mark Ruffalo like man we really actually want to do this. It's kind of a joke, but it's not really. And somebody made a fan poster that I'm going to try to find here quick. Mark Ruffalo Columbo. There it is.
So while you do that, I will read off the thing. Thank you everybody who watched tonight. We love you. You can subscribe to us on Twitter at the forum thread and at TFT Plays. Subscribe to us on YouTube, TFT Productions and TFT Plays. You can find us on iTunes, the Forum Thread Podcast. Subscribe, like, listen.
Anyone
do stuff.
still in the stream will be streaming Hostile Boyfriend Chapter 2 next Monday?
Yes.
Question mark?
That'll work.
Yeah.
So, so stay tuned for that. Do you have a time?
Whenever.
Sometime
It will
during
be
that
at
day. It just
whatever
depends
o'clock.
on how the actual schedules pan out.
We'll keep you peeled if you follow us at the forum thread at Twitter.
At twitter.com.
Twitter.com.
Like us on Facebook and find us on roosterteeth.com, and that's it. Nothing else is important.
We have our
right?
website. You can go to the
Also, find Rhubarb at
theforumthread.com.
rhubarb.com/dog.
Go to theforumthread.com where we typically have our videos posted, assuming that...
I'm gonna make a
Yeah.
Hey,
thread
the
all
last
over.
time that we
We have
posted Soma, was that up on the website?
Probably.
Better be.
We need to start using
I
it.
have been pushing for it super hard.
I am.
We're-
I'm using it like all the time now. For like, I love posting podcasts through it now.
Awesome. So, if you want to join the conversation, talk to us, go to theforumthread.com, join our forum, sign up. We're there. Forget the part where we just said we don't use it enough, and join us there and hang out with us. We love you.
Yep.
Did you ever find that Mark Ruffalo thing?
Oh, I'm looking.
All right, we'll find that. We'll post it in the link up. We love you. Good night. Everybody say good night.
No, I.
Rhubarb and Holly say good night, and that's it. Go home. We're done here. Bye.
Da 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 da. Okay.